Hello and welcome everyone to this video on implementing CRUD operations in OData by ZaranTech. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our ZaranTech YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update from us.
So hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss CRUD operations in OData. We will see how we can implement the CRUD operations based on a real life scenario which I have taken. So before directly jumping to CRUD operations implementation, I would like to give a brief introduction about these operations. So what are CRUD operations? The term itself is suggesting here. CRUD means create, read, update and delete. So these are the main four operations which we will be performing in our OData services. Now see, in our OData, we have mainly 5 methods. Let me show to you. Simply go to SEGW transaction code and open any OData project which you have created, or just create one. Now go to service implementation and open the particular entity set. Now see, wait a minute, open this one. Yeah, okay, the set. See, we have got 5 methods. First one is create, using which we can create any record. Then we have a delete, using which we can remove any record from our database. Then we have get entity, using which we can get a one particular record. Then we have get entity set, using which we can get more than one record. And then we have update, using which we can update the existing record. So for that purpose, we have got 5 methods in our OData services. First one is create entity. In this particular method, you will see you have 2 important parameters. Let me show to you the implementation portion. So for that, what I have done, I'm going to SE11 to show you the table which I have taken. I have created a custom table which consists of employee details, and I am using its employer. So basically I have imported this DDI structure, and for that I have created an employee type and employee set. Then I have implemented the CRUD operations. So I have taken this particular employee ID, employee name, department and manager field from here. Simply create your OData project, then generate the runtime artifacts. Then you need to go to DPC extension class. Just double click on this DPC extension class and see what I've done there. Look, I have redefined these 5 methods which we have: create, delete, get entity set, and update methods. When you will come to this particular class for the first time, simply go to methods and you will see all these methods in the inherited section. But after the redefinitions, you will see that all these particular methods have been transferred into redefinition section because you have defined them. So first one is create entity. Let me explain you what I have done here. See, when you will redefine it, in our create entity method, we have got 2 important parameters. First one is IO data provider. So this parameter will capture the input record from the front-end application. So from front-end application, which may be built on UI5 or Fury, you will be providing some input for creation of data. And using this particular ER entity, it will send output record values from the front-end application. It will send the output record values to the front-end application. These are 2 important parameters. So let me show you the implementation part. First, what I have done, I have used the MPC class of my OData service. Just you will see the MPC class of your OData project, and whatever the ID which you have created there, let me show to you first. Entity, whatever you will be created, TS underscore you will get it. Just create a work area type here. Then using IO data provider, you will call its read entry data method, and you will import your ls table, you will import it as one parameter es underscore data. You will import the value of es data into ls table. So whatever data which you will be providing from the front end application, you will get into ls table. Then you can directly insert the value of ls table into your employee table. And if Sai Savarsi is true, I have stored this value into er underscore entity so that we can send it to the output in order to check whether my creation has been done or not. So this is my create one. Then we have update entity. Update entity is similar to create entity. We will have the same kind of parameter here. Just see it. Double click on the update entity. Update. Yeah. See, we have done the same thing here. Using IO data provider, I have imported the value of ES data into LS table. Then we have just used the update syntax here. And for that, we have used the set keyword here by passing the field one by one and using the where condition of on the basis of employee ID. And at last, if the update condition is true, we have used the syntax. We have stored the value of ls table into er underscore entity. Then we have the third method, delete underscore entity. The term itself is suggesting you will be removing record based on a particular condition. Here we have it underscore key tab as a parameter which will capture your values from the front end application. So if we'll go to delete underscore entity, see, you will get value in it underscore key tab. We are reading out its value and then we are performing the delete operation. Then we have get underscore entity method using which you will fetch a particular record. So here we have the two important parameter. The first one is it underscore key tab. It will capture the input key field value from the front end application and it will return the value into er underscore entity to the front end application. Simply go to get entity. Yeah, this one. See. Here we have read the value of it key tab. Then we have fetched out the single value based on the primary key, that is employee ID. Then we have the get entity set. We have simply here I am getting the value of primary key in it filter select option. So I have read out this particular internal table and it's at index 1. Then I am directly have written the select star value based on the employee ID condition. Now let's see how we are going to execute it. Simply double click, go to back button so that we can go to ACGW. Yeah. Go to service maintenance. Here you will register your OData gateway. After registering it, click on the gateway client. Click on yes. Now see. Click on execute button. Here you will get the value of 200. It means the things are working correctly. So first what we will do, we will see the, let me show testing the portion. I have already shown the implementation one. So to check the testing, we will start with the get entity set. Now see, here select your entity first. I have selected the entity set. Click on execute button. We are getting the 200 values. Now we will apply the filter condition. Dollar question mark dollar filter equals to the value on which you are applying. I am using employee ID equals to my employee ID is 101 suppose. Now see, click on execute button. See, I'm getting one record here. See what I'm seeing. If I also show the table value to you, click on contents, click on execute. See, we have this 6 record from 1012 to 106. Now, if I'll put here sign as GT, we must be getting 5 record. Click on execute. See, greater than I'm getting all the 5 records here. So my entity set is working fine. Now I am going to see get underscore entity. So for that, I will remove this dollar and question mark, and here I will write EMP ID equals to 101. Here my get entity method will execute. See, I'm getting only one row. So this is how your get entity method will execute. Now see how we are going to execute our create operation. So this is how we will mainly be executing our create operation. So before directly executing create operation, you need to use the get entity method. Then what you will do? You will click on this use as a request. As soon as you will click on this use as a request, you will get all the values in your left side here. Here you can see the value. Now you can simply change the value if you want to perform the create operation. So I have already told you, I've already we have from values from 101 to 106. Now I'm going to store the employee ID 107 here. And suppose I'm giving some name, Vipin Kargeti. Now see, what you will do, simply here, remove these values, only only the employee set should be here. Then click on this post button. Select this post radio button here, and now click on execute. See, you will get the status region here as created, and the value is green. And your employee ID Vipin Kargeti must be created in your table. Simply go back, click on this refresh button. See, we have got our 107th data here. So this is how we mainly perform any CRUD operations. For CRUD operation, let me show to you. We have got 5 important methods here: create, delete, get entity set, and update. CRUD is a very important feature in any database related concept. So you must understand that why it is very crucial for OData. And we have these 5 important methods using which we can perform the CRUD operation. The first one is create entity method, then we have update entity method, then we have delete underscore entity method, then we have get entity method, and for get entity set. In get entity method, you will get your input in IT underscore key type, and you will return your output in ER underscore entity. And in get entity set, you will get in IV filter string, and you will return it into ET underscore entity set. And in delete, you will get your input in IT underscore key tab, and using that particular value, you can perform the delete operation. And in update underscore entity, you will get your input in IO data provider, and you will return in ER entity that your data has been successfully updated. Then you are in your create underscore entity method, you will get your input in IO data provider, and you will return your input in ER underscore entity. So these are the 5 main CRUD operations. And why 5? Because we have only have the 4 word here. The 5th one is basically entity set. Means you will be getting more than 1 record here. Okay. So this is all about our OData, implementing CRUD operations in OData services. OData services. So thank you very much. This is all from my side. Thank you.